Hey guys, this is our reading lesson, our reading workshop, our research clubs. Today I have a little help today, so I have Miss Monica. She came in and wanted to help me today. So, on talking about your research club, you guys have been doing fantastic work. Very proud of all the work you guys have been doing, the research that I've seen. I added that Wanderings section down at the bottom. You guys are putting in some great questions because you're doing some research now, right? These are things that are popping into your mind while you're doing your research, and maybe you're not finding out that information, that specific information that's causing you to wonder, which is fabulous because that's what you need to be doing all the time as a researcher when you're doing your research. Um, some of you, I made mention of the fact last time, adding in like an expert word section or word bank or some type of like a glossary thing. I've seen a couple of them. I would make sure that you guys are putting those in all of your research clubs. Okay, in you can put it right down there by the wanderings, which I think I saw somebody did. Fabulous work. Continue to do that. Okay, so now that you are researching, you're on your subtopics. You're on your topics. Your main thing is a whatever animal, owl, a who is it, panda, some of those others. That's what you're researching. Now you got your subtopics where those are independent. Those are sections of your animal. Last one, when we were talking about the frogs, just kind of what I had used, we talked about the different types. We looked through the sections and we found out, like, what made a frog or that things that we were using a couple different books to get our information. One question that I have, especially as looking at frogs and other animals, how did they get, because we know frogs don't, most frogs, at least, especially around here up in Wisconsin, they don't stay up all year. They don't. They kind of, they kind of hibernate in the winter, right? Excuse me. So that's something that really, how do they do that? So I might look through, the book again. You guys are looking through Epic, or some of you are even looking on Newsella, or even Kids National Geographic, which that's fine. But like if you're looking through and you're reading, that's something that really question me. That's a wondering that I might have. How do animals, especially like frogs, how do they survive the winter? So this talks about, winter sleep. This says, how frogs, they're cold blooded. They can die. They can die of heat during the hot weather. They can freeze to death in cold weather. And in the winter, frogs and toads, they must find warm homes to stay alive. So frogs and toads, and this is something that you should be working on your own. See how we have this word hibernate that's bolded. Okay, so that's something that's talking about one of your expert words. Like if I didn't know, if I was like a younger kid, first grade, maybe even second grade, hibernate. What's that? I heard that word before, but I don't know what it is. That can be a great expert word to put down if you were looking at research on frogs. That might be a great expert to put in your word bank on frogs. So that's what I want you guys to do as you're going through is doing your next level of research, okay? And when you guys are becoming fantastic expert researchers, and as you're going back and you're looking through your notes, even on the ones that you put on the Google Doc, start to, in your mind, ask yourself why, or why not. Why do frogs hibernate, and why not do other animals hibernate during the winter? That can be a series of questions. And then as you get some of those questions down, you might even come up with some possible answers saying, could it be that dot, dot, dot? Or maybe it's this because dot, dot, dot. Okay, so asking yourself these questions, and especially the ones that you had the wonderings on, you know, you're an expert researcher. You've been working hard to come up with some really good information. You've been digging deep. So continue that. Okay. So as you're going through your research, kind of revisit some of the work you've already done, especially if you've had or you put down like a wondering. And if you haven't, I want you to add a wondering. And it can be, you can have more than one. You can do a couple. If there's a couple questions that are just lingering in your mind, absolutely put some more down. And then as you do this work, and if you need to go back and revisit some of these books that you've already read, and then maybe look at it through a different lens, a different set of eyes. Go through it with a specific question in mind, and see if you can gather some new information, even after reading some old text or some text that you've already read. Okay, so great job on your research clubs. You're doing fantastic work. Very proud of the work I'm seeing. Just continue to do that and document what you found, what information you found, and make sure you're keeping up with everything. Okay. So I will talk to you guys later.